Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. If you remember back a couple of weeks ago, we went to a restaurant that's owned by Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley of Kiss called Rock Brews. They're new to Orlando. We were really looking forward to going to that restaurant, and we kind of had a mixed experience when we were there. The service wasn't so great, the beer selection was fantastic, the food was pretty good, but we gave it this review. Overall, Rock Brews, Oviedo, Florida. If you're in Orlando, I think probably a bit of a stretch to make the trip out here. If you're local, the food was pretty good. The TVs are all over the place, so it's similar to like going to an Orlando ale house, though probably a little bit more expensive. The beer selection, really awesome. So well worth the time to try to check it out if you're local. But I would probably give it a while to see how the reviews start panning out, maybe on Yelp or social media first, to see if folks are a little bit more enthusiastic with the service, because the service to me is part of the experience for the restaurant and either makes or breaks whether you want to go back there again. And right now I can quite honestly say I don't really want to go back. So after seeing that review, and we actually had posted something on Yelp as well, a little bit of a smaller review, the manager of the restaurant got in touch and shot an email to me. He wants to make things right. So I feel incredibly awkward, like I always do with even like getting stuff through the mail, but we're back here again. The owner wants to make sure that we have the right experience here, and that he wants to demonstrate where the restaurants come from, which we were expecting because, like we mentioned in our review, it was the first week of a soft opening, and we figured, you know, it can only get better in time. It should get better in time. But we want to take the manager up on his word. We're here, and we're going to try it out again. Hey, so we're back inside of Rock Brews. I don't know if I showed this the last time, but I really love that mural. And this time, when they play music, they have it up on the screens too, which is cool.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Me and Jesse were watching the videos up there the last time.
I stand corrected. So this time, everything was well explained. This is the Orange Blossom Pilsner, the Funky Buddha, Crusher Pale Ale, that's the Cigar City Halalai, that's the Orange Brewing Company Blackwater Porter. Yeah. We're gonna eat that awesome pretzel again with the beer cheese sauce and the hot sauce. Mary's already eating some. And she's drinking a Spottle. Spotson. Spaten.
He hasn't drank anything yet.
Spaten. So this time, Mary and I both got the same thing, but she got this tri-tip steak sandwich with sweet potato fries, and I got it with regular crispy fries. And it looks like it has like a pico de gallo on it. Pico de gallo. And Jesse got the pulled pork sandwich again with regular fries. It looks delicious. What do you think so far?
Really good.
How do you like those sweet potato fries?
I will clean my plate.
How was your sandwich?
I thought that was a delicious sandwich. And the fries were probably some of the best fries that I think I've had in at least 10 years. They were awesome.
Alright, so we're done eating at Rock Brews. We gave it our second try. And this time, I have to tell you, was incredibly better than the last time. So I want to thank the manager, Chris, as well as our server, Brody. Our server, Brody, if you have a chance and you're able to select different places to sit, Brody was awesome. She knew everything that was on the menu that they offered, had very good suggestions based off of what we were looking for, and knew all of the different beers, which is very important because their beer selection is incredible. It's very much in line with like World of Beer type of selection. So I had another beer flight. This time I have to tell you, it came out and I knew exactly what was on the tray because they went over every beer and explained it. They still didn't do the guitar pick gimmick, and I was kind of disappointed that they still didn't implement that, but you know, I can live without needing the gimmick as long as the beer is good and the folks know what they're talking about. Mary and I both had the tri-tip sandwiches, as you saw. I thought the steak was really good. I had it medium. Mary had it medium rare.
Medium rare is the way to go.
Yeah, I would think medium rare is probably the way to go, is right. The French fries were some of the best fries that I think I've ever had in my life, to be honest with you. Mary had the sweet potato fries.
Fries are also the way to go. They are awesome.
And Jessie had a pulled pork sandwich again, which she had the last time. Better or the same as the last time?
Better.
So I think everything was a million times better. The wait staff in general, I saw them going from table to table. they were a lot more attentive than what they were during their first week of soft opening. So I think they've come around. The music selection is still really good. It's a lot of classic rock music mixed in with some like 90s rock here and there. And the TVs had every sports game that you could possibly want in there. I almost, I joked around with Mary at first because they had the Lightning game on, and I'm a huge Lightning fan. And I was surprised that they had the Lightning on, because in Orlando, a lot of folks don't necessarily follow the Tampa Bay teams as much because it's more of a transient area and they follow hometown teams. But it was almost like they were reading my mind. And, I watched the Lightning at home. That would have been, what I would have had on the TV. So, I know they didn't do that for me, but it was really cool to be able to watch the game on the big screen while I was eating everything. So, I'd say, if you're in the area in Oviedo, it's worth giving it a shot. So, we're 50-50 now. The first time was not the greatest experience due to service, but the food was pretty decent. Second time, the service was really outstanding, and the food was outstanding. So, I'd give it a recommend, and if you're in the area, especially if you live Kiss, I mean, how could you not want to check it out? So hopefully they'll have us back here again in January, because I think that they're having their grand opening with Gene and Paul on site, and that would be amazing.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So anyhow, that's what we thought. Hey, we're back home. I gotta tell you, that food was really good. I'm still thinking about it now, and I'm actually thinking that maybe I probably should have had some dessert, because the dessert, if it was anything as good as the other food, would have been awesome, but I had to draw the line somewhere. So, anyhow, I'd recommend going to the place. It's worth a shot if you're in the Oviedo area. Like I said in a prior review, Oviedo is a little bit out of the way. It's not by the theme park, so when folks ask, like how close are things, to where folks are staying, like I drive and theme park area, this is nowhere near the theme parks. So we're talking at least like a 40-minute drive from where you would be staying if you're doing tourist things. But if you're local, it's worth giving it a shot. So, on that note, I'm going to head off to bed. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.